Today I fucked up by asking my wife why she never wears lingerie for me. Quick background. Married couple, multiple kids. Sex life has declined rapidly and exponentially since having kids. At this point it's down to a few times a year, once a month at best. When we first dated it was 1-2 times a day. In the past I have brought the lack of sex up to my wife on 2 separate occasions. After the first time we started going into couples counseling. She had some trauma and I made some mistakes to make things worse. The second time she basically told me I need to be more affectionate towards her. Kiss her when I leave the house, say I love you. Which we both started doing again. Fast forward to today. My wife has a lot of sexy lingerie in her closet. She has worn maybe 1 or 2 of them for me and that was many years ago. I had been gradually getting more and more upset over the lack of sex, even though otherwise we were getting along very well. We had had rough patches before and this was not one of them. Kisses before we leave the house, communicating to each other, even laughing together, and we had had a recent short weekend vacation which is very rare for us. The vacation went great. Once we got home it was back to the usual lack of sex though. It's not easy with multiple kids as you parents know, and at the end of the day we are both usually exhausted. Still, I get sick of using my hand. And we used to do it all the time. The lingerie wasn't even the point of my conversation to her, but it was a way to get to the lack of sex. And it did bother to me to some extent. I was her husband after all. The suspicious, insecure side of me was wondering who else was getting to see her wear this if not me. So I finally get the courage to say to my wife, "Can I ask you something?" "Yeah. Why don't you wear the lingerie in your closet for me?" "What lingerie? Any of the ones in your closet?" "I don't know. It just seems strange that your husband doesn't get to see you wear it. I bought some of that years ago. I don't even know what is in there. Some of it was given to me at my bridesmaid party. Well, have you worn it for other people?" "I don't know. It just bothers me that I am your husband and I don't get to see you wear it." After a couple minutes of this she breaks down and starts screaming hysterically at me, "It's not all about you. I have to be happy with my body. I don't even know what is going on with my body." She grabs her belly as if she to show me the weight she has gained since the kids. She goes on to say something about how I always bring this up. I guess referring to the sex thing. And I say, "Yes, because you never do." Now, she has gained a bit of weight since having kids just as any woman would. Maybe a bit more than most women. But it never bothered me for a second and I never said anything about it to her. I had no idea she was this upset about her body. It does check out as I had brought the lingerie up to her previously and she just said, "I can't wear that, it doesn't fit me anymore." And I stopped that time because we were about to have sex. Who cares about the lingerie at that point? Now she is pissed at me and will barely so much as speak to me unless we are with the kids. She turned her body away from me in bed rather than cuddle like we usually do at night. Too long did not read. Asked my wife to wear lingerie because I wanted to have sex more and see her in lingerie. Triggered her being extremely unhappy with her body post kids and now she is pissed at me for asking. I suggest you start to date your wife again. Something you may not know. Women often don't want to get rid of beautiful lingerie. Even when it does not and likely never will fit again. It's aspirational, nostalgic. That's not to say that it's really healthy to keep it around, but that's probably why it's there. Now for the second part. Nothing kills any timid attempt at feeling sexy like trying on a favorite item of lingerie to discover, or confirm, that it no longer fits. It can absolutely torpedo one's self-esteem. You found a wound you didn't know she had and inadvertently twisted the knife that was already there. I think you guys need to sit down and talk, and maybe you need to start with how beautiful you think she is now, and how much you miss her, rather than making it about how much you want sex more often. You need to put the lingerie on and apologize. Maybe humor will help break the tension. Maybe your issue was that you didn't say anything about her body. She was relying on her own self-esteem, which doesn't seem to be a strong point. I'd recommend telling her how you really feel. I've never been married though, so take this advice with a grain of salt. I was waiting for the part where you reassured her and told her how beautiful she was. She's practically begging for that. Build her up. Her confidence is shot and she needs you to remind her how beautiful you see her, and eventually she will feel the same. Maybe y'all can start going on walks with the kids for some cardio too. "Why don't you wear the lingerie in your closet for me?" is accusatory and puts her on the defensive. Think about how you phrase your words. Today I fucked up by screaming at a customer's penis and got suspended. Friday 13, I, 28F, work at a hardware store. It is located at the very center of town, so we have many customers who come from rural areas to buy stuff wholesale so they can then go and sell in retail. So, it is normal for customers to come carrying a lot of cash, sometimes up to a full backpack or travel bag. There are other ways too that they carry the cash. Some stack it in their socks and some stack it in pockets of one trouser and then put on another trouser on top of it, for security, which was the case today. Here it goes. A man comes into the store. I take his order for almost half an hour. He was buying a lot of stuff. I then give him the total he has to pay and he proceeds to unfasten his fly. Because I am used to this, it normally doesn't alarm me as much anymore. When he is done unfastening his fly, I see what I think is a penis and I scream and almost choke on my own air, saliva, maybe both. My boss immediately got to her feet and came straight to me and asked what was wrong. I couldn't speak. 1, because I was still in shock. 2, it was just really big, and 3, it was still there, just happily hanging. I kept looking away as if my boss would get the hint and I would be spared having to explain. Finally, my boss saw it and got the point. She told me to go wait in the office. But by the time he got to me I was just embarrassed. She told me to take a week off without pay. She said if I had acted as an adult and not looked or at least not made a scene, I wouldn't get the week layoff. I am not one to argue. Plus I needed to recover anyway, although I need the money more. Also, if I had argued I may have lost the job completely. Too long did not read. I saw a customer's penis, screamed and now I am suspended for it. Edit. The country is Tanzania, since many are asking. But don't condemn the country, it is awesome. I just happened to work for a shitboss. For some reason, when I read the title, I was imagining you verbally assaulting a man's penis. Hey op, what country are you from? 'Cause around here that customer would be the one sent away. I just looked up Tanzanian laws and indecent exposure is still against the law there. He actively unbuttoned his fly without any consideration for not exposing himself indecently to you, and that goes against the Sexual Offense Act. You absolutely did not fuck up. Your boss is just a complete asshole. What in the blue hell did I just read? What country? You got suspended for nothing and you did nothing wrong. No. Today that dude, and your boss fucked up. That would be a whole ass lawsuit in the US. What the fuck? Today I fucked up by getting a massive, veiny dildo and a bidet in the mail. So, today has been a rather usual and mundane Saturday. Nothing out of the ordinary. I was out shopping for groceries, when suddenly I get a text from my apartment reception saying that they had received 2 packages for me. This is normal, as the receptionist signs for packages for the residents. What isn't normal, is that I had ordered only one thing off of Amazon, which was a gym shirt. I was joking around whilst I was outside with my girl saying, well, free shit from Amazon is good shit. And, as long as it comes out of Bezos' shiny white Maltzer head-looking ass wallet, I'm all up for free gifts. Now, mind you, I thought this was gonna be one of those situations that you see on Reddit where people accidentally get an iPhone when they buy a shirt, or they accidentally get 100 shirts instead of one. So I was excited. So I get home, I cook, and we have some food finishing up its cooking in the oven. My girl goes downstairs to pick up the package on my behalf. She signs for me, and I get to opening it back in my living room. My shirt was as expected. Then comes the mystery package. I open it up. One personal, portable bidet, and a 10-inch veiny hyper-realistic dildo. I thought I was being messed with. At that very moment, my housemate and her boyfriend walk onto me holding this magnum monstrosity in my hand. This is not what it looks like. The package has my last name on it. But not my full name. No apartment number either. Now, I'm a heterosexual man with a masculine name. I have nothing against anyone's sexuality or belief though. But this is not for me? We laugh it off, and I put it back into the package. I thought a friend had got it as a gag gift, literally lol. Whilst I'm having lunch, I get a call from the reception. It was not intended for me. The rightful recipient was waiting at the front desk with the receptionist to get the package. I get there. The guy is sweating buckets. He asked me, is this the package with 2 items? Sorry, I didn't put on my apartment number. Seems like we have the same name. The receptionist had obviously made a mistake. Now, I kept a straight face, given the sheer awkwardness. So I lay the package on the desk. He apologizes and then promptly picks up the package to make his exit. That's when it happens. The package was picked up the wrong way. I may have placed it down wrong. The contents spill out. The massive 10-inch veiny suction cock falls out of the box, seemingly on slow motion and plops onto the floor, Suction down and swaying left to right. This happens in front of about 7 people, including myself, the receptionist and my girl. The guy couldn't yank the thing off the floor since it was suctioned on the floor so hard. It took him a while. I cracked up, which caused me to shoot snot out of my nose. TL. Doctor, someone who has my last name bought a dildo. I returned it to him, and he dropped the suction dildo on the floor in front of a crowd. Suctioned to the floor, so hard, tears of joy. OMG, I have vicarious embarrassment for this poor soul. Today I fucked up by getting a massive, veiny dildo and a bidet in the mail. Opening boxes. What the hell? I didn't order a bidet. Waiting patiently for the today I fucked up by not putting my apartment number on a parcel. LMFAO, you laid the shit down upside down, you evil MFER. Rolling on the floor laughing. This didn't happen. GIF. Giphy, Jexus 1 RAVZX44. Today I fucked up by telling a customer he was being ripped off and possibly getting the sales guy fired. Today I fucked up by telling a customer he was getting ripped off and probably getting a sales guy fired. Today I fucked up by telling a customer he was getting ripped off. This was actually last week. I am a subject matter expert, SME, for a robotics company. Our software, which gives the robots the ability to do things and actually be useful, is used in all size business from major car manufacturers to fast food restaurants. So one of sales development managers, Tommy, sets up a 9:30 a.m. meeting. I thought that was odd because I'm in CT and he's in CA, so a 6:30 meeting his time is really. Anyway, customer joins the call and we're waiting for Tommy. I text him at 9:33 and call at 9:35 right to VM. I'm talking with this customer and he mentions a $15,000 upgrade. I'm confused and ask him to clarify. He proceeds to tell me the software update the company needs to going to be $15,000 and he is having trouble justifying it to his management team. I'm still confused. The guy's company has a contract and the upgrade is free. It's a bug fix. It's even posted on the customer portal. So I wonder, is this a professional services fee? Couldn't be. PS is about $3,000 a day and this upgrade takes about 15 to 45 minutes. I try to get more info and tell the customer he must be mistaken and point him to where he can download the update, step-by-step guides, and a video reviewing the process, and I tell him he can call me or support if he has trouble. Now the guy starts asking why he was quoted $15,000. I tell him it must be a mistake and he should get with Tommy to see if the proposal included anything else like additional software routines or didn't take into account that everything was under contract. Apparently Tommy had the time zone of the meeting wrong and didn't see my text until after he took a call from the customer where he fed the customer bullshit about the update being a premium update not covered by the regular maintenance. Customer doesn't buy it and complains via support. Turns out Tommy is trying to get into Presidential Club and trying to increase his sales. He knew the customer's business posted record profits, so he marked up a project that should have been maybe $1,000 to $15,000. He apparently openly admitted this to his boss. He's been suspended pending an investigation and will likely be fired. Needless to say, he is super upset with me. If he's not fired, I don't know how I'll be able to work with him. Too long did not read. Told a customer the $15,000 proposal he had was covered by his service contract, exposing a salesperson lies which is likely to get him fired. Not a fuck up, you did good. Fuck the salesman, he's a lying, dishonorable thief. Imagine how many people he has or he will continue to steal from if you didn't confront him on his malpractice. TTFU, today, Tommy fucked up. Tommy fucked up twice. You're the hero who will keep the customer who was obviously already not happy. Today I fucked up by caring what my coworker who was trying to scam $14,000 from a client. Honestly, if the company decides to stay with you guys after that shady shit, it'll probably be your doing. That is shady as hell. This is not your fault and don't feel bad for the guy. This is on him to figure out how to work with an honest person if he still has a job. Not the asshole. Edit. Just realized this is TIFU, not IATA. Regardless, I do not think you fucked up, so I'll keep it the way it is. You chose professional integrity over sales. Not only that, but you were involved without your knowledge, and would most likely be held at least partly responsible when this came to light. As for Tommy? Fuck him. Who knows why he had you in that meeting, and what was he planning with you? If anything, stay in contact with that costumer. I can assure you he will gladly put a good word anywhere you look.